Hi, it's Paul Lawrence. Welcome to Captiva QiGong session 8. This is like a basic kind of overview to get us ready to do the Microcosmic Orbit routines, which would be session 9 and session 10. But to get more out of those routines, we need to do some basic kind of, give you some basic kind of information to get you oriented. So in the past, we've talked about meridians. We've talked about the meridians that go down the inside of our arms. We talked about the meridians that go on the outside of our arms. We talked about the yang meridians going down the outside of our legs. The yin meridians go up the inside of our legs. Today, we're going to talk about two new channels, or energy channels, the meridians. There's one that goes up our back, right next to the spine. It goes all the way from the tailbone all the way up to the crown of our heads. The other one is the channel right down the front. Goes from your mid-eye all the way down to your pelvic floor. And we're going to talk about vital points along these channels. These vital points act as relay stations for energy, so to speak. And what we want to be able to do is identify these when we do the microcosmic orbit. So let's find them and just do this with me. We're going to talk about the mid-eye. The mid-eye is right there. It's between your eyebrows, and it's right there. Nice soft spot there. You just call that the mid-eye, and you can just rub that for a second to identify that. And now the next one down is these vital points, is the throat. Just put your hand right there where your throat is. Feel a hollow space there, nice soft spot. That is your vital point, the throat. And the throat vital point is like your bridge between the energy and your mind and your body. Then you bring it down to your heart center. Your heart center in a man is right between the two nipples, and that's a nice soft spot there. Just check that out. And again, that's your heart center. Bring it down to your solar plexus. The solar plexus, that soft spot that's right below your ribs, right in the center, and you can feel that little like soft area in there. That's the solar plexus. And then bring that back down. And now we come down to our navel. Navel is easy to find. And then we come down to the pelvic bone, or the sexual palace. It's the pelvic bone. It's right when you feel that bone in there. That's the pelvic bone. And then we're going to talk about the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor I won't show you, between the anus and the genitals. It's that muscle. Just feel that muscle right between the anus and your genitals, and just feel it. Now we're going to come up the back. The back is the tailbone. The tailbone basically is one of our vital points. Just feel the end of that, the coccyx. And then come up to, if you want to find it easier, a little easier, find the navel. And then in the back, you want to find the point that matches that directly behind it. That's your kidney area. And that is basically a soft point in there. That's going to be your vital point for your kidneys. And then we're going to come up to the solar plexus. Find that solar plexus right in here again. And just right directly behind it is where you're going to find that soft point for the vital point for the solar plexus on the spine area. And then we're going to come up and we're going to go to the heart center. Remember that heart center is right in this area. And a point right behind that one. Nice soft point, just feel around until you find it. It's directly behind the heart center. And then we're going to come up to the throat center. And the throat center is going to be right here, and again, right behind it. Just like a straight line back. Just feel around until you find a nice soft spot in there. And that's going to be your throat center in the back. And now we'll come up to our mid-eye. The point that's behind the mid-eye is right by the skull. Where the skull comes in here. You have that bone right below that. That's your soft spot for your vital point, your acupressure point for your skull in the back. And then you come to the top of your head, and that's the crown. So let's just review those. We're going to have a mid-eye. We're then going to have the throat. We're going to have the heart center, solar plexus, navel, sexual palace, and then the sexual floor, or the pelvic floor. Then you come up the back, you come to your tailbone, the back of your navel, which is the kidneys, the back of your solar plexus, right directly behind it. Then you go to the vital point that is in the back of the heart, on the spine, and then you come up to your throat, the point that's behind the throat. The mid-eye is the skull, the one that's behind the skull, and then your crown up at the top. The other thing we're going to talk about are three centers of energy in our bodies called dantians. We've talked about this many times. We've talked about the dantian that's in your lower abdomen. And the way you find that and the way you feel it is there's a triangle, picture a straight line going from your navel back to your back to your kidneys, like a line going straight back. And then picture a line going from your navel down to your sexual floor, your pelvic floor, where you triangle, like a diagonal going down, and a diagonal going the other way. So you have this triangle formed. And in the center of that triangle, in the center of your body, is really the location of your lower dantian. That stores an unbelievable amount of energy. Just picture it as a swirl or a whirlpool of energy. Just close your mind and just picture that straight line going from your navel to your kidneys, and then those triangles being formed down to your pelvic floor. And right in the middle of that, this swirl of energy, that's your lower dantian. We talk about a middle dantian, and that's sort of formed by a diamond. We think about our throat center, and then we go down to our heart center. Let's picture your throat center, and then coming out to your heart center, and then going into your solar plexus, and then coming back out again to the back of the heart center, and then up to the back of the throat. So it forms like a diamond kind of thing. And the thing is, again, it goes from the throat, straight line, our line goes back down, like out to your heart center, then down to your solar plexus, and then back up to the back of your heart center, and then back shades back into your back of your throat. So that diamond that we form, the dantian, is right in the middle of that, and that again is our energy for our heart center or our spirit center. Basically, that is where we get our emotional center from. That's energy right there. And the last one we'll do is the head. The head has a triangle going the other way. The head has the line going from the mid-eye to the skull, jade point there, and then up to the crown. So that forms a triangle that goes across like this and up. So just picture a line going from your mid-eye back to your skull, and then up to the crown of your head. And that, in the center of that, is your upper dantian. So you have a center of energy in the middle of your body in that triangle. You have your mind, or your upper dantian. You have a middle dantian for your spirit, and you have a body dantian, in essence, for your lower dantian. So with these definitions, what we're going to do now is look at our next video, which is Captiva QiGong session 9, and we're going to be using this vocabulary. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.